What is a z-score, and what does it mean? How do we use the z-table, and why is this so amazingly useful? Let's get started. A z-score is equal to how many standard deviations an observation is above or below the mean. We take the observation minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. The observation we call x. The mean we call the Greek letter mu, and the standard deviation we call sigma. This is the formula for a z-score. Suppose the average height is mu equals 66 inches, and the standard deviation is sigma equals 4 inches. Bob here is 70 inches tall. What is Bob's z-score? Well, mu is 66, x is 70, and sigma is 4. Bob's z-score is 1. He is 1 standard deviation above the average height. Let's look at another person, Alice. Alice is 62 inches tall, so mu is still 66, x is 62, and sigma is 4. Alice's z-score is -1. She is 1 standard deviation below the mean. What if we wanted to know what is the probability of being between Alice and Bob's height? What is the probability of being between 62 and 70 inches? Well, if I know that height follows a normal distribution, this is actually a very easy question. The answer is 68%. Wow, how did I know that? The math behind this is actually quite complicated. The normal distribution is described by this complicated probability density function. And to find the probability of being between 62 and 70, we integrate that function, or find the area under the curve of it, from 62 to 70. And if you know any calculus, you know that this is very, very difficult to do. And I definitely didn't learn any tricks in calculus class that could help me with this one. But the answer is 68%. The empirical rule states that 68% of observations in a normal distribution are within 1 standard deviation of the mean. 95% of the observations are within 2 standard deviations of the mean, and 99.7% of observations are within 3 standard deviations of the mean. This is also called the 68, 95, 99.7 rule for obvious reasons. So 68% of the observations are within 1 standard deviation of the mean, i.e. between 62 and 70 inches tall. 95% of the observations are within 2 standard deviations of the mean, meaning 95% of people are between 58 and 74 inches tall, because those are both 2 standard deviations or 8 inches away from the mean. And similarly, 99.7% of observations are within 3 standard deviations of the mean, or within 12 inches. So 99.7% of people are between 54 and 78 inches tall. To make sure we understand this, let's consider the results of an IQ test with mean 100 and standard deviation 15. 68% of observations are within 1 standard deviation of the mean, or between 85 and 115. 95% of people score between 70 and 130. And 99.7% of scores are between 55 and 145, within 3 standard deviations of the mean. There's also an important distribution called the standard normal distribution with mean 0 and sigma equals 1, which is very important for z-scores, as we'll see. In this distribution, 68% of observations are between -1 and 1. 95% of observations are between -2 and 2. And 99.7% of observations are between -3 and 3. And at its core, this is telling us the heart of the empirical rule, which is that 99.7% of observations are within 3 standard deviations of the mean, between a z-score of -3 and 3. Since the z-score is the number of standard deviations from the mean, the empirical rule tells us that there is an important relationship between all normal distributions and the distributions of z-scores, which is the standard normal distribution. This means that when we're solving what is the probability of being between 62 and 70, what we're really doing is converting the problem to a problem about z-scores and finding out what is the probability that a z-score is between -1 and 1. And this means that any normal distribution, whether it's the distribution of height, weight, test scores, or anything else, corresponds to a standard normal z distribution. And importantly, any probability question can be converted to a question about z-scores. So no matter what type of distribution we have, height, weight, test scores, etc., at the end of the day, what we care about is the z-scores because those determine the probabilities. And we can figure out other probabilities from the empirical rule too, besides just those three. So because we know 68% of observations are within one standard deviation of the mean, that means that 32% are outside one standard deviation of the mean. And because the distribution is symmetrical, that means 16% of the distribution is in each tail. These left-tailed probabilities are stored in a table found in your statistics textbook called the z-table. So we'll look up the z-score of -1. And this is the way that scores are stored in your book. First, you'll look up the first two digits on the left-hand side, -1.0. And since we want -1.00, we'll look at the top column and see 0.00, which tells us about the second digit. And where those numbers meet is the probability of being to the left, which is 0.1587, or about 16%, as we saw. Now, the real table will have a lot more detail. So how do I find the probability of being less than some number? Let's say -1.28. Well, we'll look up at -1.2, and then for the last digit, it'll be 0.08. We'll find where those numbers meet, and it will tell us the probability being less than that is 10%. So this is what a z-table looks like. It has all of these probabilities contained in it. And we'll look up -1.0, and we'll look up 0.00 in the column, and we'll see where they meet. And they meet at 0.1587, which is our probability. So 16% was just an approximation of this number. The empirical rule introduces us to a deeper truth that we can see in the z-table. The z-score allows us to find all probabilities related to normal distributions, not only for nice z-scores like 1, 2, or 3. And even though the table only contains left-tailed probabilities, we can find any probability with a little creativity. For example, right-tailed probabilities can be found using the rule of complements. The probability being greater than some number is simply 1 minus the probability of being less than or equal to that number. And because the normal distribution is continuous, the probability of x being exactly some number is 0. So we won't pay too much attention to the difference between less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, because they're really the same thing for a continuous distribution. So we saw in the z-table the probability that z is less than or equal to -1 is 0.1587, and that means the probability of being greater than -1 is 1 minus that, or 0.8413. And probabilities of being in between two numbers can be found by subtracting two left-tailed probabilities. The probability that z is less than 1 is 0.841. The probability of being less than -1 is 0.1587. And when we subtract those two probabilities, we get the probability in the middle, 0.68, which we knew from the empirical rule. And just as when we want to solve a probability, we can go from the number x, like Bob's height, to a z-score, 1, to a probability. We can also go in reverse, from a probability to a z-score to a value. So let's take a look at this. By rearranging this z-score equation, we can see how to convert not only from x to z, but backwards from a z-score to x. In other words, when we have a z-score, we can then find the observation that is that many standard deviations away from the mean. And we can see this by rearranging the equation, by moving sigma over and moving mu over. So suppose the average height is 66 inches and the standard deviation is 4 inches. What is the 90th percentile of height? Well, the 90th percentile is going to be the number that has 90% less than it. And we know we can find this using our z-table. To find the z-score, we use the z-table, which stores left-tailed probabilities. But now we are looking at the inside of the table for the probability 0.9 and then finding the corresponding z-score. So we're going to look in our z-table and we're going to start hunting for 0.9. Where is it? Well, this is the closest number, and then we find the z-score that corresponds to it, 1.28. So the height at the 90th percentile is 1.28 standard deviations above the mean. So what is that height? Let's solve for x. Well, we know that mu is 66. We know that sigma is 4. And we know the z-score is 1.28. The 90th percentile height is 1.28 standard deviations above the mean. And when we solve for x, we get 71.12. So x is 71.12. That's the 90th percentile height because that number is 1.28 standard deviations above the mean. Sometimes we'll also want to use the z-table to find critical values, which are important, or critical, z-scores, that delineate where a certain percentage of the data falls. So for example, we might want to find the z-scores in between which 90% of the distribution falls, which may be useful for making confidence intervals or performing hypothesis tests. So to find the values in between which 90% of the data falls, we know that 5% of the data then must fall on each outside part. And we know how to find the z-score with 5% probability to the left. We start with the probability 0.5 and then use the z-table to find the corresponding z-score. So let's hunt for 0.05 or 5%. And where can we find it? Well, it's somewhere around here. So we'll say that it's negative 1.64. So the probability of being less than negative 1.64 is 0.05. And that means that the values negative 1.64 and by symmetry, positive 1.64, in between there is 90% of the normal distribution. So we've learned a lot about how z-scores and z-tables are pretty magic in making very complicated integrals quite easy by taking advantage of this relationship between all normal distributions. We can compute probabilities for any normal distribution using one single table with no calculator. Standardizing transforms any normal distribution into a z-curve. We have no need for calculators or computers, and this allows us to calculate any probability we want. And we can even use the z-table inside out to find percentiles of distributions and critical values, which are useful in all areas of statistics. Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to learn more statistics.